what I'd like to talk about is how to have a better 2018. And what I mean by that is how you have a better 2018 than your 2017. Let's just start off from the base that we probably had an okay 2017, but a lot of us would agree it could have been better, right? I mean, unless you won the lottery or you had windfall things happen in your life, there were probably some areas, maybe not a lot, hopefully not very many, of some things that you would like to do better, to see a little bit of change, to see things move forward in 2018. So I thought I would give you 4 specific ways that you can have a better 2018. And the first thing that I want to talk about is a morning routine. A morning routine brings more balance into your life. And one way to have a better 2018 is to create a morning routine that you can use to help propel your success. Now, here's my basic morning routine. It's very simple, and unfortunately, I'm still working on moving my clock back to where I'm getting up at the time that I really feel like I should be getting up, as opposed to the time that I do get up. But my alarm goes off. After I wake up, which is never an easy feat for me, just ask my wife, I go do the shower, brush my teeth, all those things, the hygiene things that need to be done early in the morning, so that by the time I walk out of the bedroom, I am ready to attack the day. And then it's the dogs. I have to take care of the dogs and make sure that happens. Hopefully somebody's made coffee. If I haven't made coffee, Sarah's made coffee, or we've planned the coffee for the day, so there's coffee waiting for me, which is always a good thing. But then the routine is very simple. Come upstairs, check email, and go through the list that I made the night before. You guys have seen this. This is basically a sheet of paper that I've taken and folded. It's stuck right here. You can see my to-do list there. It's basically a sheet of paper. And what I do is I write down the things that need to get done. It's very easy. It goes inside of my planner. You guys have all seen me. I've talked about this before. I'm a big fan of the Ink and Vault planner. In fact, one of my coaching students got one this year. I'm very excited. I hope that they're very happy with it. This is my Ink and Vault planner. I look at 2 things. I look at my calendar in the Ink and Vault planner. I look at my goals for that week. And I look at my things I need to get done that day. I also have a list of big ticket items that I have on a spreadsheet that's on my Google Drive, and I go through and have every day has a certain amount of things that need to get done. And that list is very boring and very specific to my life. And I go through those things, and then I start the process of my day. I start going through, figuring out what needs to get done, in what order. I prioritize the things that need to happen. I also make lists of phone calls that need to be made, or emails that need to be sent, those kind of things. I'm a one-man band here. If I had an assistant, I would love for that to be something that I could delegate to them, but I just can't right now. I just can't afford it. Makes no sense for me to try to go into debt to hire somebody to help me out when I could do it my own darn self. So that's what I do. And it helps me in a lot of ways. It keeps me focused on moving forward. Like Uncle Walt said, keep moving forward. And that's what I do. Because if I didn't have the list of things that have to get done every day on the spreadsheet, if I didn't have a list of the big mega Kamehameha items on my to-do list, this is not an exhaustive list. This is the big things that need to happen today. If I didn't have a list of things, goals that I want to accomplish for the month that I keep here in my Ink and Vault planner, I would probably sit here and just do whatever feels right at the time. And the problem is you forget things. If you don't write them down, for me at least, you forget them. So that's how that helps. That's how a morning routine helps. And I work from the time that I sit down, which is usually about a half hour, 45 minutes from the time that I wake up, because I work at home. My commute is very, very short. It's about 13 steps. I work as hard as I can up until it's time for coffee break. And then after coffee break, I have an allotment of time until it's time for lunch. And then I take a lunch. Now, a lot of people don't do that, but that's my morning routine. My morning is very, very productive. when I make sure that it's productive. That's how that helps me. So let's look at some things, 3 specific things that I think having a morning routine in your life would bring you. 1, it'll bring some continuity to your day. Continuity is very, very important because if you don't have a plan for your day, you will literally be like a little boat in the ocean, tossed around by waves and pulled by currents, and you will never achieve the success you want. You will never reach the destination that you're sailing for. You will never get done the things that you need to get done if you don't have a plan, and that routine helps. It brings continuity. I know what I'm going to do tomorrow morning. I know what I'm going to do the next day. I know I have this plan every day, and it's the routine, and I know when I don't hit my marks. That's the weird thing about vacations. When you have a routine and you go on vacation, you feel kind of awkward. And that's the flip side, because when you're on vacation for several days, like we've all been, it's hard to get back into that routine. The second thing it does is it brings focus and clarity to your day. Focus on the things that are important. These things are important. The little sheet, super important. They don't have to get done in the morning, but the more of them I can check off my list in the morning, the better off I'm going to be. The more time I'm going to be able to allot myself to things that I want to work on, not necessarily things I have to work on. It brings clarity. You don't have to sit at your desk and wonder what you're going to be doing that day. The routine helps me focus. It brings clarity. It can do the same thing for you. And the third thing that it does is it allows you to go on offense and attack the day. You don't want to be that boat being tossed around on the water. You want to be the powerboat who's crushing through those waves, going directly where you want to go at the speed you need to go to achieve that success. That's what this routine does for me. I've tried all sorts of different things, and I'm a creative type. So I spent some time with some creative types this past couple of weeks, and it's funny to hear them talk to me about how they like to work. And I had this one person specifically who basically said to me, I just want to wake up when I feel like it, and then I can work at my own pace. I don't really want, I don't really work well under deadlines, and then I can work on it when I feel comfortable. And, that's when I feel most creative. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, are you a morning person or a night person? They said, oh, I'm a night person. I work great at night. I'm like, how often do you stay up at night? And they said, pretty much every night I stay up till 2 or 3. I'm like, are you working till 2 or 3 in the morning? Usually not. No, I'm usually probably watching TV or something. And I'm like, so then when you have a project that you're probably crunching really hard to get it done. And they finally said, yeah, that's kind of how I work. I'm like, okay, so it doesn't matter what time you wake up. It doesn't matter when the movement feels you. You're still crunching through your schedule to try to make this happen. And they finally admitted, yep, that's just crazy. I did that for a lifetime. It's horrible. Having a routine gives you the ability to attack the day, because my goal is to get everything that I can humanly get done, get my list accomplished by about 6 o'clock. Because at 6 o'clock, then the rest of my evening could be freed up for spending time with Sarah or doing some things that I want to do. I don't have to work, sitting in front of the computer with the TV going, and Sarah's on the couch next to me. We do that a lot. Now, I'm usually puttering around on little pet projects, but there's been a lot of times when I've had to work watching TV with Sarah so that she doesn't feel like I'm just stuck in my office all day. And that's not a way to live. So how you fix that is, 1, have a morning routine. Gives you clarity, gives you focus, gives you continuity, and allows you to attack the day and to own it as opposed to being owned by it. I hope that helps. If you have some suggestions or comments, or maybe you've got some suggestions on how to have a better morning routine, I would love to hear it. Leave me a comment in the section below, and let me know if there's any way that I can help you. You can always find me over at johncdonahue.com. You can find me Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at John C. Donahue. And lastly, and certainly not least, I want to encourage you to choose to be awesome, because when you choose to be awesome, you truly will be.